All right, let's talk about the Los Angeles Chargers. Look, this team is going to go how Justin Herbert's going to go, which is usually a great sign because Herbert's a spectacular talent. But we've got a couple really nice reports highlighting exactly why Herbert will be just as good as he looks on film. And now we'll see a lot of results around him. Some of the pieces around Herbert are looking to be in great shape. And this Chargers team, Mize, because of this, is looking really dangerous.
Yeah, Nick, and I love how you bring up the pieces around Herbert because that leads me to my question today. Every head coach likes to surround themselves with pieces around him that help them succeed, and that's the assistant coaches. There's a lot of great assistant coaches on the Chargers right now, but I want to talk about throughout the history of the Chargers. Who's been your favorite assistant coach of all time? There's a lot of great options on this list. But let us know in the comment section below who's your favorite Chargers assistant coach of all time. But Nick, let's get on into it. I'm always excited to hear how good is Justin Herbert going to be this year.
Well, look, the guy is spectacular as every physical tool, has all levels of production, great leader, checks every box. He's right up there, in my opinion, with the Mahomes and the Burrows and the Allens and the AFC and frankly in the entire NFL. But the issue with Herbert and really the Chargers has been the pieces around him. And we're going to focus today first on the offensive line. Miles, if you go ahead and throw up the report, this is from PFF, Pro Football Focus. The Los Angeles Chargers leaped into the top 10 into PFF's annual 2023 rankings. They're ranked at number 9. PFF added a few notes at the bottom saying Jamari Sawyer's impressive play at left tackle last season, filling in for an injured Rashawn Slater, has earned him a starting spot at guard. Sawyer posted a 76.4 PFF pass blocking grade as a rookie and had just 3 penalties. 76.4 is pretty good. That's almost Pro Bowl level. Slater played only 175 snaps before going down injured last season, but even in that short time, he showed he had picked off where he left off as a rookie. He allowed 3 total pressures across 113 pass blocking snaps and is one of the best left tackles in the game. All right, so the Chargers offensive line, really going back a couple of years ago, was not very good. This was a struggling group. Going into this prior season, the injury to Slater, it looked like it could potentially fall off a cliff. Sawyer comes in, does a good job. You got Zion Johnson going into kind of growing a little bit as a younger player. Obviously, you have Slater back. So the offensive line is looking great. So when you got to love that from Justin Herbert's perspective, a better offensive line, a stronger offensive line will allow them to be more creative offensively. And that leads us into the second half of the report, highlighting the Kellen Moore effect in this Chargers offense. Miles, if you want to go ahead and throw up this tweet from Moore and Sharp here, and this is kind of sort of an analytics approach to what Kellen Moore is going to bring to the Chargers. So you look at this is points over expectations. This is from Moore and Sharp, great analytics guy. The Dallas Cowboys, with Kellen Moore as our offensive coordinator last season, were tied with the Detroit Lions with 56 points over expectation. You go down there closer to the bottom there, you see there the Los Angeles Chargers were minus 22. Here's why I call this the Kellen Moore effect. You obviously look at the Dallas Cowboys, good offensive line, good receiver group, but they had some injuries to overcome last season, but overall talented. You know, they got a running back out of the backfield who can catch, dynamic playmaker. You look at the Chargers, very similar. You know, talented offensive line, had some injuries, talented receiver group when healthy, dynamic running back out of the backfield, can be a big time playmaker. Very similar offenses. And if you look at Kellen Moore taking that plus 56 expectation and you compare it to the Chargers minus 22, that's a huge leap, and that gap there is going to be completely bridged with the addition of Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator. When you look at the situation around Justin Herbert right now, better offensive line, talented receiver group. We haven't even talked about Quentin Johnston in this video. He's going to be phenomenal, and the much better offensive coordinator. You're going to see the gap there completely go away. You're going to see the Chargers at the top of that list next season. This is shaping up to be a phenomenal year for Herbert, Mize. And as a Chargers fan, all Chargers fans out there, you guys should be extremely excited. But I'll throw it over to you, Mize. What do you think of all these reports and everything with the Chargers right now?
Yeah, Nick, I think that's really good because you see points scored for the Chargers last year. They scored 391 points roughly. I think, or exactly rather. So, that's getting me to my point. They were about 13th in the NFL. The Chiefs 496 points at first there. So we see the Chargers scored 22 points under expectation last year. Now, if you get Kellen Moore in the mix in this year, let's just say last year, use the same number. He scored 56 points over expectation with his offense. That brings the Chargers into that 440-ish range of points. They're close to the top of the NFL in scoring rather than in the middle of the pack. And plus, I think he could do more because I'd say Justin Herbert is a little more talented than Dak Prescott is.
For sure.
I would say that this receiving group over in the Chargers with the addition of Quentin Johnston will be a little bit better than the Cowboys receiving group last year. And I think they have admirable running back comparisons in Eckler or Zeke and Pollard. I think, the combo of the two might have been a little bit better than Eckler last year, but Eckler adds a lot of dynamicism in the passing game as well. So I think this team really has a ton of potential to grow here. If Kellen Moore, which I thought was great, they got him very early on in the coaching cycle. They bring him in. He's going to work with Herbert. He's going to work with this offense. I think we're going to see a huge jump of offensive production, and they're going to overachieve this year rather than severely underachieving last year, getting 22 points under expectations. So I think this is a pretty big move for the Chargers.